Alright, we'll be looking at this y equals to sine square s. Okay, so if you look at this, y equals to sine square s is not inverse. So we take it as our equation number what? Y. We take it as our equation number what? Y. Or let me solve this properly because this is one of from your A-level exam. They ask this question using first principle. So let me solve this properly. So the first thing you will write this as sine square s, which is your equation what? 1. Then the next thing is add change in y to y. Change in y plus y equals to sine square s. Sorry, yes, s plus what? Change in s equation what? 2. Then the next thing is subtract equation 2 from 1. Then it means subtract this side from this side from this. So it means change in y plus y minus y equals to sine square s plus change in s minus sine square s. So you will notice that y will cancel out y. Then we'll be left with what? Change in y. So which is equals to sine square s plus change in s minus sine square x. But if you look at this, what is this? What is this? Can you still remember this? This is nothing but what? Difference of what? 2 square. Difference of 2 square. We have s square minus y square is nothing but what? S minus y into what? S plus y. So this is nothing but what? 2 square. Please take note of this. JUPEP students and IGMB students, you cannot run away from this. So this is from your past skill. Please take note of this. So now it means that change in y will be equals to sine s plus change in s minus sine s into sine s plus change in s plus what? Sine s. So for us to move further, you can see this is nothing but what? Factor or product formula. Factor or product formula. So you have to recall. You have to recall sine s minus sine y is nothing but what? 2 cos what? 2 cos what? S plus y over 2 sine s minus y over 2. And you also have to recall sine s plus sine y is equals to what? 2 sine s plus y over 2 cos s minus y over 2. Please, you have to take note of this from what? Factor slash product formula. Do you get that? So you have to take, because we are going to compare and contrast. You will use this to compare this, then you will use this to compare this. That is all. Then you arrive at your what? Answer. So now, let's compare. If we are going to compare, it means anywhere I see s, I will replace it with what? S plus change in what? S. Anywhere I see y, I will replace it with what? S. Do you get that? So it means that change in y will be equals to, and compare this with this, and don't forget this is the answer for this. Do you understand? So it means that sine s plus change in s now minus sine s. It means s will be equals to what? S plus change in s. Y will be equals to what? S. So if I do that, it means anywhere I see s here, I'll take it as what? S plus change in what? S. I hope you get that. So let this what I'm saying. This one will be s plus change in s. This one will be equals to what? S. Do you understand? So anywhere I see s here, I'll replace it with what? S plus change in s. Anywhere I see y, I'll replace it with what? S. Do you get this? So if it's like that, it means that s plus change in s minus sine s will be equals to what? Be equals to 2 cos s. Now what is my s? S is what? S plus change in s plus y. What is y? Y is what? S over what? 2 sine s minus y. S minus y. S is still what? S plus change in s minus y. My y is what? S over what? 2. Please don't forget there's another bracket here again. Just similarity. So you compare this with this now. Do you understand? And this is giving us what? 2 sine S plus Y. S is still what? S is what? S plus change in S. S plus change in S plus Y. What is my Y? My Y is what? S. All over what? 2. So cos S minus Y. S minus Y. What is S? S is still what? S plus change in S minus Y. My Y is still what? S. All over what? 2. So you can see somehow long, but it's very simple. So now change in Y is equals to 2 cos S plus S is what? 2S plus change in S over 2. This one will cancel out this. Now we left with what? Sine change in S over 2 multiplied by 2 sine S plus S is what? S plus S is what? 2S. So 2S plus change in S over 2 cos what? This we cancel out this. Then we left with what? Cos change in S over what? Over 2. I hope you get this. So now, what can we do? Do we have anything that we can multiply together there? No, we don't have. Sorry, we have 2 times 2. We can multiply 2 times 2. So it means that change in Y will be equals to 2 times 2 is what? 4. Can we multiply cos 2s plus 10s times this? No, we cannot do that. So we just write that back. So we have cos 2s plus change in S over 2. We have sine change in S over 2. We also have sine 2s plus change in S over 2. Then we have cos what? We have cos change in S, cos change in S over what? 2. You get that? So now, the next thing now that we are going to do, sorry for the sound, this place is under construction. So now, the next this thing now is to divide 2 by what? Change in what? S. But don't be wasting your time. You already know that we only have leave as change in S approaching 0 of what? Sine S over what? S. And we also have leave as change in S approaching 0 of what? Tan S over what? S. So you always look for this. Once you see this, let your mind to be at what? Rest. Now, we do not have anything in form of what? Cos. So leave cos alone, but we have sine here. So it means if I'm to divide through by change in S, I will bring my change in S down here. Do you get it now? So let's go. So the next step is to divide by what? Change in S. So it means that change in Y over change in S is equals to 4 cos. You now can just draw my straight line, then put over change in S. Do you understand? It's still the same thing, but I want to put it under this one in particular. 4 cos what? 4 cos 2s plus change in S over 2 sine change in S over 2 over what? Change in S sine what? Sine 2s plus change in S over 2 cos change in S over 2. But if you look at it now, this is change in S, right? This is change in S over 2. This is change in S. But I must have them to be equal, so that when I take the limit, it will be equals to what? 1. Do you understand? So now, for me to have change in S over 2 here, it means I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by what? Half. So if I multiply the numerator and the denominator by half, what am I going to have? These 2 there will cancel out 4. So 2 here, 2 here we cancel out. Do you understand? So now it means that change in Y all over change in S now will be equals to what? Will be equals to 2 cos 2s plus change in S over 2 sine change in S over 2. But change in S times half is what? Change in S over what? 2. So we left with sine 2s plus change in S over 2. Left it cos change in S over what? 2. I hope you get this. So now the next step now is to take the limit. We can take the limit individually. So now let's take the limit as change in s approaching 0 of change in y over what? Change in s. Lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? 2 cos 2s plus change in s over 2. Lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? Of sine change in s over 2 over change in s over 2. I'll take the limit of this. I'll take the limit of this also. Lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? Sine 2s plus change in s over 2. Then lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? Cos change in s over what? 2. Do you get that? So now let's get started. So this one is nothing but what? The y over the s, which is equals to. So now this one, it means anywhere I see change in s here, I'll replace with what? 0. So 0 here, 2s plus 0 is what? 2s. 2s over 2 is what? S. So I'll be left with what? 2 cos s. Do you get this? Let me come again. Anywhere you see change in s here, place your what? 0. So I'm going to have 0 here. 2s plus 0 is what? 2s. Then 2s divided by 2 is what? S. So I'm going to be left with what? 2 cos s. Do you get that? So now, but for this now, I'm going to have this as what? 1. Do you get that? So now, if it is like that, change in s now is what? 0. Put your 0 here. 2s plus 0 is what? 2s. 2s divided by 2 is still what? S. So I'm going to have sine s. Now put your 0 here. 0 over 2 is what? 0. Cos 0 is what? 1. And 1. 1 multiplied by everything here will still give us this. So here ends the proof. So it is true. If you differentiate y equals to what? If you differentiate y equals to sine square s, what are you going to have? You know from your chain rule now. So the first thing you do is you bring this back to the back. 2 into what? 2 into sine s. Then you differentiate the inner part, right? Differentiate this inner part. Then you have what? Cos s. You get that? You bring this 2 to the back. Subtract your 1 there. That is 2 minus 1, which is still 1. So write this one back, then you will arrive at this. Don't worry, we are still coming to this. I'm still going to treat chain rule on its own for us. So I hope you understand all this. Thanks.